Hey guys, Omni here. Happy Star Wars Day. It is May the 4th, and we are about to dive into the final episode, the series finale of Star Wars Clone Wars. You know, this has been a magical journey, I have to say, especially reflecting back on where the show started and how fans were really unsure about it in the beginning, and to how that transitioned into such a strong, passionate following over the years to where the show was cut abruptly short. You know, a lot of that passion carried over throughout the years and through sheer fan outcry, demand, and then a platform emerging such as Disney Plus. It had allowed the creators to come back and really close out the series in a way that was deserving of the show itself and the fans, really tying things in a lot of the characters that had these arcs that were left unanswered, unconcluded, and give us a more of a connective thread to where we later saw them in later instances, like in Rebels, or who knows, maybe in future Mandalorian episodes. Who's to say? Rumors are saying a whole bunch of stuff these days, but take a lot of that with a grain of salt until we actually have some hardcore confirmations. But so far, this season's been delivering a lot. I think it had a little bit of a slow burn. The Bad Batch section, I really did enjoy. The earlier bits of Ahsoka's run before we get into the Siege of Mandalore. It dragged in parts, but I found it really enjoyable, really pleasant, reacting to every episode along the way and just sharing it with you guys in this momentous occasion. And we're here in the final episode. I'm both anxious, excited, and sad because this is going to be, yet again, another goodbye to this setting, another goodbye to these characters, for now at least. But I'm excited to see what they do, how they link this in, how they further coincide this and twist and thread it together with the films and Revenge of the Sith specifically. So, you know what? Without further ado, let's go ahead and get ready and dive into this episode. All right, so here we go, guys. The final episode of Star Wars Clone Wars, episode 12, Victory and Death. 1, 2, 3, go. Victory and Death. Last episode hit so hard, man. Oh my god. You know, could he like suit up and like trick them?
I have an idea.
Which is?
Just set those things to stun. Wait.
Dude, nice. Hell yeah. Donuts of death. Well, paralyzation. They make such a good duo.
All right. Now what? Did you hear Maul also escaped?
He didn't escape. I let him out.
What? Why?
Diversion.
That's one word for it.
Dude. Maul is just tearing things up, man. Oh, dude, that was nice. Using the helmet to block it. Dude, he's just in here star-killering this whole thing.
Sir, the hyperdrive generators are failing. Disengage. Disengage. It's too late.
Dude, this is nuts. Holy shit, man. Where are they? Where'd they come out at?
Oh, I don't like the sound of that. My hangar bay doors are sealed. I got everything locked down. If they weren't trying to kill us, I'd be proud. We think they'll make the move to escape via the main hangar. Affirmative. What do you mean the hyperdrive?
What's he up to?
Destroyed. It's completely gone?
R7, open the main hangar doors. We need to get out of here.
Where be ye? I mean, take what you can get.
Here it is.
Oh. Close the door, please.
They were waiting for us. soldiers, my brothers, are willing to die and take you and me along with them.
You're a good soldier, Rex. They may be willing to die, but I am not the one who is going to kill them. I have an idea. Don't worry, it's a good one.
You sure? All right, what do you got?
Sir, we think more might be headed your way. Be aware. Hold your fire! You have your order, sir. Now execute it, or I will.
Execute
The
it.
order was to execute the Jedi for treason. Ahsoka Tano is no longer a Jedi. Hasn't been for some time.
Is that gonna work?
You said yourself we're under special order from Darth Sidious to eliminate Ahsoka Tano and any other clone who disobeys me. Commander Rex, you're in violation of Order 66. I accuse you of treason against the Grand Army of the Republic.
Oh man.
Ready?
I guess that's one way to do it. Maul, don't you just snatch that out from under them.
You wanted this chaos.
Ah! Oh, snappy-doo. Pull faster.
Fire on those droids!
Come on. I mean, we know they get out of there, but how? Oh. Pull it, pull it, pull it, pull it. Oh, God. Holy shit, man.
Can't hold them off! Too many of them!
Damn it, Maul. Alright. Now what are they gonna do here? Dude. Hell yeah! Oh, sh.
Blast those dirty droids!
Oh my god. Oh.
Fire retro rockets! We've lost lateral control! We're gonna break apart!
This is intense. Oh my god. So much of this reminds me of The Force Unleashed. That was insane. That's such a cool shot too, though. I wonder where they landed. I mean, at first glimpse, I was like, Tatooine? And again, there's like 100 sand planets now. Well, I never mind. I guess that wasn't sand. Well, maybe it was, and this is just winter. Such a haunting shot. That was a solid way to end that. Oh man. I was wondering if we were going to see Anakin, if we were going to see him as Vader. It only made sense, really. Jesse, man. All those clone troopers, Rex having to fend off against his brothers. There was a lot of really deep rooted emotional beats in this episode. And Ahsoka standing by her, convictions. Like, they may have resigned themselves to death, but I'm not going to be the one to strike them down. And Rex didn't want to do the same thing. He was trying his hardest, and he forced it with the helmet. It covers up a lot of that. That's why she removed it. He was just, he was talking like a soldier, but they're still his family. They're still his brothers. They're still his friends. And it hurts. It shows. The struggle with Maul makes sense. That's definitely how that would have panned out. The planet itself. Any idea? Did they give any indication of what planet that might have been? Not that it really matters in the long run. I'm just curious, just out of curiosity. Vader looked good. I have mixed feelings about the animation style for Rebels, even though I got used to it. Vader's look in that was a lot more exaggerated, a little more surreal. This looked very much more in line with, traditional Vader. A little bit leaning towards, I'd say, like a blend of all three between the actual live action Vader, the style of Clone Wars, but it has a little bit of that Rebels feel without going into full on caricature like it kind of does at some moments later in the series. But it looked great. That was such a great thing for him to follow it there, knowing that Ahsoka was on that ship, knowing that her team was there, and that he was like, I need to see if she made it. Finds a lightsaber, and then he knows she's just out there. He just knows. He feels it. This was such a solid end. So this since they've returned, they've been so much more cinematic. Like the cinematography, like the shot compositions, the blockings, everything, the colors, even the animation and the detailing. There's so many shots and sequences that are just very visually appealing and just dynamic. Especially with them falling as the ship's crashing through the orbit of this moon, which they said, as it's falling apart, the pieces, the smoke, the atmosphere, all of the different effects as they're winding in and out of these things, as Ahsoka's falling, as it just builds and builds and builds. We've seen the Force. The Clone Wars has been a lot more, what's the word I'm looking for? Exaggerative with the Force abilities than we've seen in the live action films, at least until recently. That, and that's always how I imagined it in my head too. It did get a little Force Unleashed-y with how much they were able to do, but I liked it. I still felt within range of what they were under this emotional stress. you have those adrenaline spikes with everything going on that it can force you to channel more strength. So I can lean into it either way. Maul just like was just like unstoppable, which was badass. And at some points, of course, I was just like, he's like a little too OP, but I don't know. Maul was one of the best bits of this. I like having him interwoven with how we send off Ahsoka. It was awesome. Everything in this, the creativity with the Force abilities, the creativity with the lightsaber fights, with the shootouts, with how everything comes to a head. You know, giving everybody their part as well, with like the droids, and then just man, I even kind of cared about these droids towards the end too, as they just get like literally executed there at the end, where they're like, you know, I think what made that even more so jarring was like, you know, we think of Chopper and Rebels and how he's just like that sassy droid, and you could kind of see like them like, oh, we give up, it's all right, and then they kind of like they're like, yeah, we're fine, sass, like you, I don't know, like the way they, I will say for a droid emote, they seemed like they were still like, oh, nah, we give up, we're fine, and they're just like, these are clone troopers, not stormtroopers for one. They're just like, that's cool. Gave no shits about it. No empathy, no nothing. Just, sorry, bye. I was like, oh, this was Rebels. That wouldn't have happened. um, I liked it a lot. There was an edge to it. I mean, of course, we know they all escape. We know that they survive till later, but you know, there was still some tension. There was still a lot of excitement. There was still a lot of ways they played with it. I mean, it's not like they know they think we don't know what happens to these characters, but I think the way that they played around with it, the way they balanced everything in these episodes was just really well done. And I know they had said that these last four, part 1, 2, 3, 4, up until this one, had been meant to be viewed back to back. And now that they're all four out, I'm curious about doing that. I'm probably going to do that later this week and just kind of watch them back to back to back, because they said that's really how it's meant to be viewed. And because they are very kinetic, they are very connected, they flow with the way they end and open with each episode. So I'm curious to see how that goes, and if, you know, who knows, maybe as a little side project, just stitch them all together into a singular movie like it's intended, or maybe they'll do that on their own. Now that it's all out, maybe down the road, I'm not sure. But that is what I've heard and read from the people behind the scenes for these last couple of episodes, that it was written like a full singular film, which is why it was released in these parts. But I don't know. I liked it. I liked it a lot. Again, like I said, there's a little bit of a melancholic feeling whenever you wrap up a show. And you're like, oh, well, now there's this void, there's this emptiness. But part of me wants to believe in the rumors. Part of me also wants to be cautiously skeptical about some of that stuff that goes out, even if Variety also shared it. You know, it hasn't been shared by any official sources. That maybe I don't know. Maybe this isn't the end we've seen for these characters. Maybe Rebels isn't the end we've seen for these characters. Maybe we'll revisit them like they've been saying. It's been a huge rumor that Ahsoka might show up in, Mandalorian, or even have her own show in live action. I'm curious to see how these fruits blossom. So I don't know. What did you guys think? What did you guys think of this final season? What was your favorite moment? What was your favorite fight? What was your favorite episode? And what are you expecting from this going forward? What do you think is going to happen? Do you think the rumors are definitely true? Do you want Ahsoka in live action? Do you want Rex to come back into play in live action as well? How do you want to see this all move forward? Or are you ready to just let it go? Are you ready to just kind of move on past it? I don't know. I'm sure there's some people that are ready for that, but I always, like I said, have some mixed feelings about the ending of a series. Sometimes I just like, they give me more, I'll take more. But I don't know. This was really solid. it really adds a lot of context to some of the scenes. It really complements Revenge of the Sith very well. And I like that aspect of it too. It was very expertly woven in with what we know of the films. You could just watch this back to back while you're watching Revenge of the Sith. And it really creates this interesting flow and narrative and parallel that just shows us a broader view of that time frame. And I really enjoyed that. Dave Filoni is a master with Star Wars. I think he can do no wrong at this point. And I don't want to say that and just, but I have a lot of faith behind his direction, his leadership, his idea of what Star Wars is. Yeah. I want to see him do more. We're going to be getting more Mandalorian from him. I'm curious to what other projects we might see him attached to, with Jon Favreau behind the reins as his now mentor in this live action space. I'm curious to see where he goes from here, really. So that's all I've got for this episode. I thought this was a fantastic season. It has its ups and downs, but definitely blew us out of the water in the end here in the last final episodes. So let me know what you guys think. I would love to carry on the conversation after the video. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for going along this journey with me. I've got reactions to the entire season here on the channel that you can go back and check them out if you haven't. But I really appreciate all you guys. I hope you're being safe. I hope you're taking care of yourself and others during this trying situation, this trying time we're in currently. But thank you all. And that's all I've got for this video. May the Force be with you always. Take care, everybody.